the soft data, in the surveys, there seems to be a lot of concern and a lot of worry about the future. So he acknowledged that. So how can Powell ignore that? That was a big jump. And this is over 5 years. And that means we have an even deeper recession.
Are we being misled about inflation? Prices keep climbing, yet we're told everything is under control. Tariffs are back, costs are rising, and consumer confidence is slipping. What's really going on? Peter Schiff breaks it all down. Don't miss this because the truth might shock you.
First of all, there was a lot of discussion of tariffs, and a lot of people, wanted to get Powell to blame, their higher inflation forecast on the tariffs, obviously, right? Because they want to be able to blame it on Trump. And his answers, pretty much to me was yes, because his initial answer to the direct question was some of it, a good part of it. So if you say some of the higher inflation forecast, a good part of it is because of tariffs, well, you're blaming it on the tariffs. But then every time he talked about inflation being higher, he always interjected the tariffs. So you can see that this is going to be the scapegoat, right? The Fed is not going to have to accept responsibility for the inflation. It's going to blame it on the tariffs. But again, if it is the tariffs that caused inflation, then why didn't the Fed know that the tariffs were going to cause inflation? And why did they keep cutting rate? Why didn't they hike rate? So it's still the Fed's fault either way. But the real problem is all the money the Fed created, all the credit that they created. It's not the tariffs. I mean, the tariffs are taxes. They're taxes that Americans are going to pay when they buy stuff. So they're consumption taxes, and they're better than the deficit. So I'd rather have a tax on consumption than more debt. But what these higher consumption taxes will do is accelerate the recession, because the recession has been postponed or hidden by all the excess consumption caused by the deficit spending. So if the deficits are reduced because we tax Americans for spending, and so they spend less and we have a smaller deficit, that's good in the long run. But in the short run, when you're talking about having a bubble economy, you're letting some air out of that bubble, and that means we have an even deeper recession. Now, Powell talked about the data. He said, the economy overall, he said we have a strong economy. So he's still clinging to the fiction that the economy is strong. And Powell claims that all the hard data says the economy is strong. Now, I don't know what hard data he is really relying on, because I see a lot of weakness in the hard data. But Powell admitted that in the soft data, in the surveys, that there seems to be a lot of concern and a lot of worry about the future. So he acknowledged that. He said there's a lot of uncertainty, right? He used the word uncertainty probably more than any other word. And again, I think this is also trying to blame the Trump administration, because that's where a lot of the uncertainty is coming from. It's policy uncertainty, in particular related to the tariffs. So he's kind of blaming a lot of the concern that is evidence in these surveys on the tariffs, right? And that's what's going on. But he said his base case is that any impact on inflation will be transitory. And that, if it'll go away on its own. It's like an inflationary impulse or something, he said, that would go away on his own. But he really dismissed these surveys kind of out of hand. He acknowledged them. But I think one of the most ridiculous things is he was asked about inflation expectations. Are you concerned about, rising inflation expectations? And he said no. He said that inflation expectations aren't going up. Now, he acknowledged that they're going up for the short run. He said, people are concerned about 1 year inflation going up, but he said, we don't factor that in. See, all of a sudden now the Fed has qualified inflation expectations, because it's never really, done this before. It's always said we want to make sure that inflation expectations remain well anchored. And now he's saying, well, we want to make sure that long-term inflation expectations are well anchored. We don't really care about short-term expectations because, they're too volatile or something, or they may not really count. So now he's trying to say that because, people are looking for 5% inflation over the next year, well, we're going to look past that. We don't really care about that, just so long as long-term inflation expectations remain anchored. And that's what he said. He said, we've seen no indication anywhere that inflation 5 years out, that people expect that to be a lot higher, which is an outright lie. And nobody pointed it out. to him. I mean, 2 or 3 people asked him about it as if they realize it. But I talked about it on my last podcast that 5-year inflation expectations jumped to 3.9%. That's the highest in over 30 years. I think like 32 years. So how can Powell ignore that? That was a big jump. And this is over 5 years. Consumers believe that inflation is going to average almost 4% a year for the next 5 years. And Powell completely dismissed that out of hand. That, oh, we don't really care. Or maybe we noticed these higher expectations, but we don't believe them. I don't know what he was trying to say, because he actually said that 5-year expectations have not moved, that they've stayed at 2% when they're practically double 2%. You know, one of the more ridiculous comments that he made was, somebody said, consumers are really unhappy. You're telling us that the economy is really good and that inflation is coming down, and, they're still upset about how expensive things are, right? And so they're not buying this. And what Powell said, he said, well, I understand they're upset about the price level. Yes, prices went up a lot in the past. And what they're really worried about is the past inflation. But we've made a lot of progress. Inflation has come all the way down. And so they're not really worried about current inflation, right? It's just the past inflation, as if the Fed had nothing to do with that. And so there's no reason to worry now because the Fed has already reduced inflation. But yes, he recognizes that the price level is still very high, and that's painful. But there's nothing he can do about that because he's already brought future inflation under control. So the consumer just doesn't realize how good it is because they're fixated on these high prices, and they don't realize that the Fed has, solved the inflation problem, which it has not done. Because first of all, not only is the Fed responsible for the current elevated price level that Powell agrees consumers have a right to be pissed off about, because remember, even before this happened, Powell said that the Fed's policy was inflation averaging. He said that we need to make up for the fact that inflation was below 2% for so many years. We need to let it run above 2%. So Powell wanted the price level to move up more than 2% because he felt like, consumers got ripped off in previous years because they didn't get enough inflation. And so he wanted to make sure that they made up for that low inflation with some higher inflation. But Powell still says that the Fed's goal is not to take these high prices and bring them down. Powell's official goal is to make sure that these elevated prices that nobody likes, everybody's upset about, and Powell agrees that people have a right to be upset about how high prices are. His goal is to make sure that those high prices not only don't come down, the official goal of the Fed is to make sure that already high prices that people are complaining about go up every year by at least 2%. And of course, especially, grocery prices, because, grocery prices go up more than that as long as you can offset it with some other BS that's part of the CPI, right? And of course, they don't even want to look at, the headline. They want to focus on the core, which doesn't even count food and energy. So really, as far as Powell's concerned, I don't care how expensive food is because we don't even look at that. We only want 2% inflation when you don't count food. The problem is the Fed should have a policy of reducing prices. See, if the Fed's goal is 2% inflation per year, right? And all of a sudden you get 20 or 30% inflation over a few years. Don't you want to have some deflation? Can't you have prices go down because it would still have an average?
If you found this insight valuable, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Stay informed, stay ahead. See you in the next one.